Hey everybody, Brayden here. Welcome back to another episode of the Kings of Nina Attack Speedrun. Today we're playing against the Carol Khan. So this will be an interesting one. I'm going to start with D3 this time. Switch things up instead of playing the immediate E4. Let's play G3. I'm just kind of letting my opponent get their normal setup. Whatever they wish, and we're getting our normal setup that we like. Alright. Yeah, so Bishop G2. I'm going to delay this knight to d2 for a little bit this time. I'm just going to see if we can come up with any other ideas here. Let's start with c3. Again, I want to try different setups, and this is one of the ones I want to try now. I'm interested in trying queen b3 to target b7, seeing if they weaken the long diagonal or not. But also, I'm interested in trying to go for that kingside attack. The craziness. And I think I'm going to do that. Well, I'm going to start by playing knight a3 this time. Something a little different that we haven't tried before. I'm going to bring the knight to c2. Why would I do this? Why would I ever in my life do such a weird thing? There's actually a reason. And the reason here is I might want to bring it to either d4 or e3. That's it. Is that maybe the correct way to play? We'll have to find out. So I'm going to play rook e1 now. Generally, when you see this type of structure, it's unlikely that we're going to want to play things in a in e4 f4 manner. But I do like the idea of playing e4 here. I'm okay with them taking and playing something like knight e5. That's their prerogative. They can do such a thing. I'm happy now because we got the bishop pair. They just gave it to us, so I don't think we should complain. I'm gonna play h4. They were trying to go for some sort of h5 stuff, but I don't really think it's well timed. And now we have an even better reason as to okay, so one thing they're threatening right now is bishop takes g3, pawn takes g3, queen takes g3, bishop g2, and then they probably at least have a perpetual, maybe even checkmate after queen takes f2 and queen h4. Because of this, I'm looking at maybe we should just take. Or we play knight e3. Knight e3, knight takes f2, king takes f2, bishop takes g3, king g2. They could try bishop takes on h4 here. That's quite a bit of pawns, and I think that's actually enough to be concerned about. So let's avoid that. This is a very good move. Let's think here. I like taking. Takes on g3. I take back. I could also try queen e2. Queen e2 if they take and everything. Then I go bishop g2. And then everything's covered for the moment. I guess there's still queen h2 check. And then king f1 and then taking there. Actually, wait. No, because our knight is on c2. Hey, look. We're actually doing great here. Bishop takes g3, pawn takes g3, queen takes g3. We actually have queen g2, funnily enough. Because everything's defended. And then after we play queen g2, they can take on h4, I guess. After they take on h4, we can try developing somehow. We should try to be accurate here. I could also start with bishop g2, see if they take. I don't hate that either. Let's try bishop g2. Because, hey, who knows? Maybe I play queen e2. Or maybe I play queen f3 now. Which is all of a sudden allowed. So if they take, I'll take. They can take with the queen. I'll go queen f3. And if they give a check, I'll just go here. If they give another check, I have to be a little careful, actually, because knight h2 is a threat. Gotta be careful here. Could also try king e2, Just running for it. That's actually not bad either. I like running for it. Running for the hills. We'll have to see what they play. Also, the castle long. Interesting. Let's start with 93. I'm trying to encourage them to make some sort of sacrifice, which they're not too keen on doing. And I can understand why. I can totally sympathize with that. So I got to be careful here. If we make a misstep, we could easily end up in a bad position. Should we take? We also have something like, I don't know if F3 is correct. That feels very, very loose. I would love to play some sort of like, if I can get E5 and F4 at the same time, that would be incredible. Takes, knight takes, E5, takes, and then like F4. That feels too much. Feels like it's too much. I could also just do this of taking and then going like bishop E3. Maybe take on D5 first just to throw that in. Our biggest hurdle here is worrying about some sort of sacrifice or taking on any of these squares. So I'm taking on D5 because I'm trying to argue, hey, if they take on F2 in any way, then maybe it's not actually going to work out for them. And they took with the C pawn, which is encouraging me even more to play bishop E3. The idea here, again, is mainly just to make sacrifices harder. If they ever take, I'll take with the rook, of course. And then I have moves like D4. Yeah, so I think this exchange I'm extremely happy about, especially since I can take here. And I think we're in the driver's seat now. My opponent would like to chat. Pre-move. Oh. Okay. Apparently their last move was a pre-move. Let's play D4. Get some central space. We are up a piece now, so it's all about the conversion at this point. Can we convert? Our opponent did put us under some good pressure there. I like C4. I'm going to play rook C1 instead, and then C4. I think it becomes stronger. And if they take it, then I can go rook C3. Yeah, here I think we're winning with taking. That's a pretty big deal here. Rook F3 to throw in. Wouldn't hurt me. I am a big fan of rook F3 though, despite how strange it looks. The idea of rook F3 is I'm just trying to play some sort of like queen B3 if I can, honestly. That'd be really cool. Yeah, that pawn is something I'm actually really happy to give up. Because my idea was I was going to take here, go queen B3, and try to exploit this long diagonal. Queen B3. If they go rook B4, I just go queen C3 there. Yeah, so rook B4, queen C3. How are you guys doing, by the way? Hopefully you're not getting too bored of the series, you know. I think next time around I gotta make sure that I make things vary a little bit more, you know? I think rook h3 wins their queen. Or maybe rook g3 is better. It defends and it attacks b7. Yeah, let's go rook g3. I'm threatening mate with queen takes b7 right now. So if they take, I can take here. And this was my idea, is I can also just go queen c3. Queen c7, queen c8 is a threat. As well as if they move their rook off, then I can maybe take on b7 here. Yep, so this is a checkmate. I think we should go for the queen sacrifice, queen c8. But our opponent doesn't let us. No, I would just take on d8. It's a faster checkmate. Got to be nice. So here, yeah, our opponent put us under some good pressure in the opening. So therefore, these knight a3 moves are probably not best. Instead, going for these normal setups of knight d2 and e4 seem to just be by far the best option here. I had to think there for a little bit. And I kind of went silent, and it's because I felt like, yeah, something bad was going to happen with some sort of sacrifice here. And maybe, yeah, maybe e4 was also incorrect. Maybe I should have just left my structure as is. Or, no, I feel like maybe that was fine. I can't really play d4. That's the problem with the knight here. If the knight was on d2, d4 would look great, because if they ever take it, I can just take back with the knight. Take, and with the bishop or whatever. I think we're all good. But when the knight's on c2, it's just not really well placed. And that's kind of the experiment. You gotta experiment with these openings sometimes, and it's not gonna work out 100% of the time. But luckily, I think their biggest issues here, yeah, I think maybe e takes is best, and then after bishop e3, maybe they just go like king b8 and just try to keep it. My idea here was I was gonna play queen a4 and just really like, hey, please take, like you gotta take now. And then maybe they play something like a6. Then I was considering like, oh, do I play queen b3 here, with the idea of bishop b6. And if they ever take, I feel like we aren't gonna have to worry too much about something of bishop takes g3, but there's still g5 in the position, which is something that kind of happened a few games ago, so we'd have to worry about that. Ultimately, I think that setup is just incorrect fundamentally, which is good to know. We can also consider different setups now. Instead of c3, maybe c3 is generally too slow, so I want to stop playing that for now. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play something along the lines of either rook e1 or even bishop g5. And the goal here is to get an e4 as fast as we can. What we could also do is whenever we see c6, we could just respond with e4 here. My biggest concern is if they play something like d5, it's hard to play d3 because we go into this position, which is something I want to avoid. Our other idea is we can maybe push. But this feels less like a King's Indian attack because g3 doesn't really feel correct here. So I feel like most of the setups that we're playing against, they're just they're not allowing us to get our normal King's Indian attack, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I think this is a good lesson in making sure your pieces are on the right squares, and this is just a huge waste of time. So don't do that. Our opponent played extremely well, I think, against the setup. It's just unfortunate that they gave up the piece at the end and also kind of traded off their knight for my bishop, which feels natural because you're getting rid of my bishop pair, but I don't really think the bishop pair mattered too much there. That's going to cover it for this game. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.